Welcome to DB CyberTech. My name is Sean, and in this video, I will walk you through how to set up the basic configurations for your DB CyberTech system. Let's get started. The DBC platform can be accessed using one of our supported web browsers, such as Google Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge web browsers are not supported for the DBC platform. First, enter your username and password provided by DB CyberTech Technical Support to log in. For this video, I'll be using training. After logging into the system, you will be directed to the home page for the DBC platform. Here you will be able to see all the capabilities of your purchased products, as well as shortcuts to the most often used pages. In the top right corner of the page, you should see the name assigned to the login user. The default is initial user, but for this example, I am logged in as training. If you click on the name, a drop-down will appear that will provide you access to commonly used pages, such as changing the password, logging out, the about information about your system, and even your specific license. To go back to the home page, click the blue DB CyberTech button in the top left corner. Next to your name, you may see a number highlighted in either a red, yellow, or green color. This little bubble is your alert icon, which tells you the number of alerts you have regarding your system. The color of the icon corresponds to the severity of the alert, like a stoplight, where green alerts, such as in the video here, are simply informational alerts regarding regular functions of the system health. Yellow alerts, or medium alerts, will require some sort of action that will be provided with instructions in the alert. If the alert is red or critical, you need to contact DB CyberTech Technical Support for help. We now will look at the initial configuration process, which you can find under the Settings tab. We will first start with the network page. The IP address, the subnet mask, and the gateway will already be configured as part of the ISO installation. However, also on this page, you can assign a unit name for the system. So for example, I have it training, which you can then see in the top left-hand corner all the way up here, as well as enable DNS servers if desired. The next button, time, allows you to assign an NTP server and set the time zone the system is located in. The system defaults to American Central Standard Time. Note that any change to this information will require a system reboot to implement. The next tab sets up the capture sources for the DBC platform to capture traffic on. The capture ports will automatically link when they detect a signal, but you want to make sure to enable the ports that you want to capture traffic for continuous monitoring on. This page is also used to confirm traffic is passing in the first place. The next tab is authentication. Authentication can be done in either one of two ways, through native authentication or LDAP, in which an Active Directory server is used to authenticate logging into the system. For expedience, we will cover only native authentication in this presentation. There is a separate video that provides guidance for LDAP configuration. For native authentication, you may decide if this functionality is enabled, if additional users can be added, the minimum password length, and the default session inactivity timeout. The next tab, security, deals with configuring multiple settings, such as the SSL settings, the user interface ports, the strict transport security HTTP header, and the shell password. If you wish to use your own signed certified key pair, select the user supplied button and enter the key password, and associated certificate. You can also force a secure connection by selecting Force SSL. Limiting the user interface ports also improves the security profile of the administrative interface. One suggestion is to limit access to only port 443 so that only HTTPS connections are accepted. Note, test the HTTPS connection first to ensure that it is operational before disabling port 80. The strict transport security HTTP header protects the administrative interface from protocol downgrade attacks and cookie hijacking, requiring connecting browsers to interact only with secure HTTP connections. The shell password allows the user to set a two-factor shell password, which would be used in connection with the DBC system shell password for advanced troubleshooting. Now going back up to the top, under Settings, we're next going to go to User Management. Under the User Management dropdown, there are multiple tabs to customize. First is the Users. Here's where you can see all the various users that have access to the DBC platform when native authentication is enabled. Here you'll be able to see the privileges a user has, as well as the number of failed password attempts, as well as their session timeout. So for example, after 3,600 seconds or 1 hour of inactivity, the system will automatically log the user out. In this screen, you can also create new users and customize their settings and privileges, as well as edit current users and delete users as well. Under the Roles tab, you can customize the different authorities within the system. There are 4 default roles: Administrator, Operator, Unrestricted, and User. However, you can create, delete, and modify roles to fit privileges within the system as needed. See the DBC user documentation for more detailed information regarding roles. Next, under the API Keys tab, the DBC platform allows customers to pull data via external scripts using APIs. Authentication keys for API calls can be generated or entered in this screen. If the system auto-generates a key, this message will pop up. All data must be collected when the key is generated, as it cannot be viewed later. So for example, we're going to copy this. What we're going to do is copy this over and save it, so that way you don't lose this information. This concludes the basic configuration tutorial video. For any additional support or questions you may have about configuration, please contact DB CyberTech technical support at their email support@dbcybertech.com or by phone at 1-800-375-0592. I'm Sean from DB CyberTech. We'll see you soon.